and everything with the Ezra Miller stuff was a disaster. And also, it was the death rattle of the DCEU. Everyone knew it was over. So seeing like Ben Affleck and Gal Gadot show up, people are like, "This is like being at a party too late." And
You have to give me the stone.
Yeah. Don't do it.
Champagne and the
Yeah.
Nile.
I finally watched Snow White. Oof. Man. Wow. Hey everybody, welcome to Nerdy and Nice. We are back. We are here for our first regular episode of 2026. Thanks to everybody for all your patience. We had holidays, we had sicknesses, we had vacations, we had sicknesses, and we are back. Star Wars fans probably saw that we returned on TRB last Thursday, and now we're here to get nerdy with you about all the other stuff we like to talk about. And it's us, John and Lacey, as always. Lacey, how you doing, buddy?
Thanks, Guy. I am doing okay. I still sound rough, as I'm sure audio people are like, "Oh, I don't know if I want to stick with this."
It's not that bad. Like, you're acting like people like, who is that voice on the other end?
That's how it feels, to be honest.
You're acting like you're Mike Wazowski.
I'm still recovering from probably one of the craziest sicknesses I've had in a while, which I was warned at the beginning of the year when I have children. They were like, "Get ready. This is about to be the worst year of your life." And I was like, "Oh, word?" And they were totally right. So I am still recovering.
Who's they?
Huh?
Me?
You, my clients, family, friends, no joke. Anybody that has a kid warned me.
Yep.
So yeah, I'm recovering, and I apologize in advance for the way I sound, but hopefully it's a good episode because we got a lot to talk about.
We do. Obviously, we're not huge award show people, but the Oscar nominations have just arrived, and we're just going to go over any of our takeaways or thoughts we want to bring up. The one thing that does need to be brought up is that Sinners has set the record for the most nominations for a single film with 16 Oscar nominations. I still shamefully have not seen it, but that will change. I just haven't gotten around to it, and it's hard for me to find a window of time to watch a horror movie because there's always people coming in and out of the rooms and stuff like that. And late night horror movies, I usually don't like watching scary stuff right before I go to bed. So I'll find time for it. I will watch it. It wasn't out of disinterest, but 16 nominations. Wow. Congratulations to Ryan Coogler, Michael B. Jordan, and that whole crew. Haley, what's Steinfeld? Is that how you say it?
Steinfeld. She's nominated again.
Lacey, any takeaways from the Oscars nominations this year?
Obviously Sinners is a horror movie leading the list, which is crazy. Weapons was also nominated. Frankenstein is nominated. So a lot of horror movies on the list this year, which is kind of cool. Wicked not nominated at all.
Good.
A lot of people are saying that. What your response was just there. But it is surprising because I think Ariana Grande really assumed she was going to be nominated, and a lot of people thought she was going to be nominated, and she was not.
I think people got sick of her and what's her name, Cynthia, the shtick, like the weird
I could see
shtick.
that. Yeah, I could see that. I knew that was going to be an issue for them when my own husband was commenting on it, and I was like, he knows about this, then it must be everywhere.
Yeah.
It's like Reddit.
He's not that dialed into that stuff. Yeah. So
yeah. And then K-pop Demon Hunters is nominated for Best Song and Best Animated Feature, which I still think that animated features shouldn't have their own category in the sense of they should also be a part of the main category, which we all know why. Because Beauty and the Beast was nominated for Best Picture. They didn't like that, so they made its own category the following year. But I think sometimes films like K-pop Demon Hunters deserve to be nominated with everything else.
It took the world by storm for sure. But But then what's interesting about it is that movie came out of nowhere. It's got 2 Oscar nominations, and the juggernaut Avatar also only 2 nominations. Hollywood seems to be all set with Avatar. They're like, James
They
Cameron,
really do. They really do.
what else you got? Because Avatar 3 has made like $1.3 billion. Incredible. But it's not close to what the last one did, and not close to what the
Because
first
there's
one
been
did.
such a distance between each story that
yeah.
like I've forgotten what happens. I haven't seen the second and third one. I don't know what's going on.
And a lot of people did say this one feels a little derivative, and it didn't get the buzz that the last one got. And I
Yeah.
think that affected it too. One battle after another, 13 nominations. Leo DiCaprio again back in the mix. Marty Supreme. I know people are really high on heavy favorite Timothy Chalamet for that.
What's this, his
But
fourth nomination for his age, I think?
is it already? Wow, yeah.
He's the
And
youngest to get that many, I think, since they said Marlon Brando.
yeah, that's possibly true. And then you have Emma Stone getting her 7th nomination, and she's the
7th.
youngest female to do that.
Yeah.
I have a little bit of a hot take that I may have already said on this podcast. I think Emma Stone's fine and a good actor and stuff. I don't see like Meryl Streep in her though. Like, it's 7 Oscar nominations for Emma Stone. I just don't. I don't know, man.
She also, this movie is a remake of a Korean movie that they just made here in America. And it's with the same director that she did the last Oscar with. So she's like figured out like, oh, if I keep doing these weird movies with this director, then I'll keep getting nominated for Oscars.
I guess if that's, yeah, I mean, good for her. 7 nominations. That's insane.
That's
What is she, like
wild.
35 years old or something like that?
And she's won twice now.
Yeah. How old is Emma Stone now?
She's my age, so 37. Am I 37?
You are about to be 38.
I
my
know.
friend. She is 37. Wow. Yeah. All right. Good for you, Emma Stone. All right. Are you I think we're done talking about the Oscars, right?
Yeah, we're good. K-pop
Yeah,
Demon Hunters is gonna win. We all know this. We all know it's gonna win. Let's just
Which song got nominated?
Golden.
See, that's the wrong song.
It's the most pop friendly one, and it's been everywhere. So
what it sounds
gonna
like,
win.
that's the song. That's the song. People don't realize it yet, but that's the song.
I like how it's done. And Free. I love Free too. With her and Jinu, and that didn't get any push. But yeah, no, Golden's gonna win. It's gonna win. She's gonna perform it, and then K-pop Demon Hunters. If it doesn't win animated, it's gonna be a huge upset because
I don't know that it's gonna win because I don't know how the Dinosaur Academy voters feel about the streaming giants.
It won Golden Globe.
That doesn't. I mean, foreign press.
But then again, Lego Movie lost, so
yeah,
you never know.
I don't know that it's gonna win. I'll be honest. I'd be surprised actually, but I liked it, so we'll see. All right, let's get into our one trailer this week.
Oh God, I love that movie.
By the power of Grayskull, I have the power. I grew up on the He-Man cartoon. I had the toys. I had all that. But we have Masters of the Universe, the latest iteration of the story of He-Man, coming to theaters June 5th, starring Nicholas Galitzine, Idris Elba, Jared Leto, among others. The trailer has arrived. We have seen it. Lacey, I don't know your He-Man fandom.
I'm not a He-Man fan. The only thing I like is that YouTube video from like back in the early days of YouTube where they did the and I say, hey, what's going on?
Oh,
that is my favorite YouTube video of all time.
Okay.
That and memes is as far as I go.
All right. Fair enough. So what'd you think of the trailer?
It was fine.
Yeah. Okay.
It was entertaining. I don't know if I would go to the theater to see it, but it looked fine. The thing that annoyed me is that they keep doing this stupid shot, which they just did in Stranger Things, by the way, where they have someone jump up with 2 arms raised and they're about to jump into a monster. That's like the new shot that every single movie does. And they do it in slow-mo.
Yeah, that's an old. I mean, I feel like we've seen that a lot.
I hate it. Stop doing it.
I think Mandalorian did it too.
Hate it.
Yeah.
Hate it all the time.
Do you hate He-Man then? Is that what's happening?
No, it looked clever. It looked fun.
All right.
I think it's going to be one of those movies that you enjoy, and then they're going to beat it to death with 2 sequels.
Yeah, when I initially saw the look of this, I'm like, oh, it feels whimsical. It feels like I'm gonna get lost into this world and this planet and stuff. And I'm like, I like that. But then they did that thing where they're like, well, actually, he's from Earth, and he needs to figure out who he is. And I'm like, oh,
well, he's not from Earth. It's more Thor. It's like he's from this place and then goes to Earth.
Well, yeah. So how I understand He-Man is He-Man's mother is like an astronaut. She lands on lands on this planet, and then she gets married, and then they have Adam, the son. So he's like half, Earthling, half whatever. But in this one, he's on Earth, and it's like I just don't like that at all. That already out of the gate kind of bothered me. So I don't like that approach to it. And then when I found out Jared Leto is Skeletor,
I was gonna say, who is he?
I don't know. That just really pissed me off. And I'm not even the biggest He-Man fan. I was when I was a little kid, but it didn't carry with me as I got older. Like in the 80s, like He-Man was freaking huge. And I had all the toys. I had Castle Grayskull. I had the action figures with the rotating chest showing the battle damage. I had Battle Cat, Panthera. I had all that stuff. I was interested that they were doing this because the advancement in special effects and everything. I thought we can get a really good He-Man movie. I was like, all right, he's on Earth. I'll get over that, I guess. I don't know that I like this kid who's playing He-Man. I'll get over that. When I found out Jared Leto was playing Skeletor, I was so pissed off. I'm like, I'm not seeing this movie. And I think we're at a point.
What has he done that like everybody's giving him a role?
He must have some dirt on people or something, because I know he's a questionable character. Rumors would have it, I guess. Something about that really turned me off. And I think we're at a point in time where it's safe to say, at least for me, and if our listeners and you guys agree, let me know, where Jared Leto can make me not want to see a movie. And if they
casting him, I don't understand.
If they ever cast him in Star Wars, I don't know that I would see that Star Wars movie. I'm not kidding. I just don't like Jared Leto. I'm tired that he's showing up in everything now. He was the Joker. He took over Tron. Now he's Skeletor. Like, can we cast any other human being besides Jared Leto for things that are legacy IP stuff? Like Jared Leto played the Joker and Skeletor. Like, get out. Stop. And this and he has this weird obsession with looking very young all the time. Something about Jared Leto just bothers me. I don't know what it is. But I'm not interested in this movie because of Jared Leto. I'll just say it right now. So I'm not going to go see this in the theaters. I will watch it when it comes to streaming, but I am not excited for Masters of the Universe. And I wish I was, because I was a kid who grew up on He-Man. When I first saw the beginning of the trailer, I was like, oh, maybe I can introduce Johnny to this and see what he thinks of He-Man. And once I don't know what it was. Once I heard Jared Leto's Skeletor of all people, I was just pissed off. I'm not interested in Jared Leto. Even though they're going to have a skull face. Even though I won't have to even see his face. I have to hear Jared Leto try to sound like Skeletor. I'm out, man. I'm done.
Like,
give me Frank Langella any day of the week. Any day of the week.
Yeah. I don't get it.
But anyway, we do have stories to get into now. So why don't we check in on what's happening?
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. Enough, I get the point.
The DCU is running on all cylinders. Superman was something like the most rewatched movie on what's that popular site where everybody acts like a movie critic?
Letterboxd.
Yes.
I gotta make one of those.
I have one. I think I forgot my login. I got to get back in there and do my ratings so everyone can see them, like my mom and stuff, and you.
Your mom.
So like my mom knows what Letterboxd is. I barely know what it is.
What?
But anyway,
Johnny, what are you talking about?
yeah. So Superman was like the most rewatched movie on Letterboxd. I don't know how they gauge that. It was a massive success. It finally had DC beating WB. Now we have Supergirl coming out this summer, Clayface this fall, and now Batman, I believe it's still called Brave and the Bold, has its writer in Christina Hodson, who has written Birds of Prey, The Flash, a bunch of stuff. She wrote Batgirl, which no one is ever going to see. She also wrote Bumblebee, which I think was very popular. So we have our writer. You're telling me that people are mad about it. I didn't hear this, so I want to hear why is everybody mad about it?
Because they hated Birds of Prey and she's a woman.
But is Birds of Prey her fault, or should they not have made that movie?
I don't know. I haven't seen it, so I'm not the person to gauge that. I just know based on the reactions I saw online is DC fans, DCU fans, Batman fans were not happy with this choice.
Okay. Well, that's fine.
It's hard to go from Matt Reeves and like that tone to her. I can see that jump of being like, wow, these are two completely tonally different ideas for Batman. And if you love the Matt Reeves, the Batman, you're kind of like, I don't know if I like this.
I like the Matt Reeves Batman, but I'm ready for a not dark, noir, realistic Batman. We had it for 10 years with Nolan. Now we have it again with Matt Reeves, and this has been dragging out. You talk about Stranger Things taking forever. The Batman came out during like COVID in like 2021. It's been 5 years.
I want Keaton Batman. Like, I want campy Batman.
Well, here's the thing. So Christina Hodson wrote The Flash, which had Michael Keaton as Batman, and she also wrote Batgirl, which had Michael Keaton as Batman.
But The Flash was really bad.
The Flash was bad, but I don't think that was her fault either. I think that movie was just a mess with budget. I think Andy Muschietti had to cut some corners, and everything with the Ezra Miller stuff was a disaster. And also, it was the death rattle of the DCEU. Everyone knew it was over. So seeing like Ben Affleck and Gal Gadot show up, people are like, "This is like being at a party too late." And
you have to give me the stone.
Yeah, don't
champagne and Zenile.
I finally watched Snow White. Oof. Man. Wow.
It's a champagne.
I was right. I was right about that one. But so I'm not holding judgment on this because I know I was too young for the noise about Batman in 1989 when everyone was worried about Michael Keaton. Everyone was like, Tim Burton, the guy who made the Pee Wee Herman movie, is doing Batman. Beetlejuice guy doing Batman. People like, I guess, were really flipping out about it. And he created the greatest Batman movie of all time. So
that's my favorite Batman.
It's amazing.
Batman.
Yeah. So we'll see with what Christina Hodson does. Andy Muschietti was attached to direct this, so that's the director of Flash and the writer of Flash. I don't like that double pairing, so maybe there's going to be another director. I am surprised at the choice, but I'm going to reserve judgment. I am just excited that there is news about the DCU Batman. But there's also some non-news about the DCU Batman, and Chris Pratt has revealed that he if you don't like Chris Pratt, you can rest easy knowing that he will not be Batman. He said he sent James Gunn a photoshopped photo of him as Batman, and James Gunn just wrote back, haha. So it's safe to say
no.
I'm not going to be Batman, what Chris Pratt said.
He's like, hey,
So
man. James Gunn's like, left on red.
He also recently spoke about the AI actress thing, Tilly, whatever that was.
I don't know who that B is. That's what he said.
He goes, I don't know who that bitch is. It's very funny. But yeah, I look forward to hearing more about the DCU Batman. Now, this next story related to DC and Marvel, there's new artwork for the crossover comic of Spider-Man and Superman, which is a big deal. And Lacey, I haven't bought comics in a while. I know there have been crossovers in the past, but for them to do that today, especially with the sort of unwritten rivalry and the wars with DC and Marvel and the high stakes with the movies and all, we saw Superman go head to head with Fantastic Four and beat it this past summer. What do you think the odds are of Kevin Feige and James Gunn just being like, let's shock the world and do a DC Marvel crossover? Because all I know is that movie would probably make a lot of money. But what are your thoughts? Do you think that's ever going to be a possibility?
Absolutely not. Even if James Gunn and Kevin Feige fought for it, the companies above them, as in the overarching umbrella, which soon will be Netflix, by the way, there is no way they'll do that. I mean, people talk about all the time Who Framed Roger Rabbit and all the copyright and IP that's in that movie. That was a insane thing that happened with Mickey Mouse and all these other characters, Bugs Bunny on the same screen. And they said that will never, ever, ever happen again. So I take that word for it with all the experts that say, like, this is a one-time thing.
Okay. I got you.
What do you think?
I think it would be a cool idea. I think it'd be a lot of fun.
I'm not saying it wouldn't be cool.
Yeah.
I'm not saying it won't be cool. I'm saying, would it happen? No.
Oh, do I think it'll happen? Probably not. Just with how, I mean, we talked about Disney on TRB Live on Thursday. Just how businessy more than ever these studios
Risk averse.
are. Yeah. It would be great for fans if they did it. I think people could have a lot of fun with it, and I think it would make a ton of money. So from that angle, I think it would be great for them, which is their, bottom line always. I think it'd be a lot of fun to see Superman and Iron Man and Batman and Captain America and just like cross those lines a little bit and have some fun with it. But I think you're right. I don't think it'll ever happen. But seeing that comic, especially today, a Spider-Man Superman crossover comic, gave me a little bit of hope that if the comic subsidiaries of these giants can come together and do it, then maybe they could do something with the movie. But I agree. I don't know that it will happen, but it's a really cool idea to think about.
Mm-hmm.
But our next story, I'm wearing the shirt. JJ Abrams.
Incredible.
He's incredible. Hey guys, I'm back. But go to trbpodcast.com, buy one of our JJ themed shirts, because it's incredible. trbpodcast.com. There was a lot of stuff there. We have our new Jacked Fish t-shirt. We have a Resistance Broadcast hoodie. We have the JJ Abrams shirt. We have a lot of hats and fun stuff. And of course, nerdy and nice gear for all of you. With more coming, I'm sure, as we roll forward here. But he's back, Lacey, and JJ Abrams has a new film coming out on November 13th called The Great Beyond. It is rumored to follow an author who reveals that the mythical world he's known for writing about is actually real, and this cast is stacked. You have Samuel L. Jackson, Jenna Ortega, Emma McKay, and Chad Powers himself, Glenn Arthur Powell. So, Lacey, what do we think?
It's not Arthur. There is no way.
It's not?
No way.
Does Glenn Powell have a middle name?
Glenn Arthur.
I used to call James Arthur Bainey. That's why.
I know you did.
Oh, he's Glenn Thomas Powell, officially.
Glenn Thomas. Yeah. I like
that. Lacey, what are we thinking? JJ Abrams, new movie coming out. He's writing, directing, producing Bad Robot. Cinematographer is James Friend, who recently got an Academy Award for All Quiet on the Western Front. So it looks like a stacked cast. You got JJ at the helm. His casts always love him. What are we thinking? A new sci-fi JJ Abrams movie coming out this fall.
I will be, as the young kids say nowadays, sat to see this on November 13th.
Really?
Yes. I am
That
100%
makes me
in on
happy to
this.
hear. Okay.
I love this cast. Like, if you were to ask me to cast a movie, Glenn Powell and Jenna Ortega are like my two top people right now. I think they're amazing. And J.J. Abrams, his own original film, I'm in. Whatever you
You're
do,
going to go
JJ,
see it in
I'm
theaters?
there. Oh, yeah.
I'll go with you.
Sweet.
You know I love JJ.
Are you going to wear that shirt?
Yes. I'll bring the Funko Pop.
JJ, invite us to the premiere. We'll wear the shirt to the premiere.
Yeah, Greg Grunberg's probably in the movie.
You think so? I hope so. That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome. Yeah, I am also excited about this. To the surprise of nobody.
They shot this in Rhode Island. This is the one where he was on the bike. He was driving around. He looked a little rough.
Who?
Glenn Powell over the summer. They shot this in Rhode Island.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I assume he's the writer that they're talking about in the story?
Yes. He's the main character, yeah.
Okay. No, yeah, I'm really looking forward to this a lot. It's an original movie, which is a very cool thing, but I'm a big fan of J.J. Abrams, and this cast
80s
does look
too.
stacked. Oh, no way, it is?
Yeah.
Oh,
it's like
man.
80s, 90s, I think.
Oh,
One of the two.
And he's got a good cinematographer with him. We're in good shape with this one, I think, and I'm excited to learn more about it. But yeah, I mean, if it's 80s, it says that it's an American sci-fi written and directed, produced by J.J. Abrams. Who else is in this thing? Sophie Okonedo. I'm not super familiar with her. Merritt Weaver. Yes.
Yeah,
Very
over the
interesting.
summer, he was shooting stuff for it, and he was riding around on a bicycle.
Well, oh yeah. So it says filming took place in Edinburgh and Glasgow in June 2025. In August, additional filming occurred in Cranston and Providence, Rhode Island, where the original title was revealed as Ghostwriter. Filming wrapped in late August. In January, I wonder if that was like reshoots then. In January 2026, it was reported that the film was officially retitled The Great Beyond.
Or Rhode Island is where he actually lives, and Glasgow is where the mystical world is.
Yeah.
Because he's riding the bicycle in Rhode Island and driving around like in a plaid shirt.
And Scotland's got all those rolling hills, and
he's got a very different outfit on in Scotland.
I'm rooting for it. I will also be there, so maybe we can go check this out. Mid-November, 2026. Very cool. Go JJ. Go JJ. All right, now it's time to get juicy. Now it is time to get juicy. I'm going to hand over the keys or the mic to our resident Perez Hilton on the podcast, Lacey Gilleran, because the only thing I've heard about this story is the email to Ben Affleck, because you know I'm a huge Ben Affleck fan. So Lacey, tell me what's going on in the latest with Taylor Swift, Blake Lively, Ryan Reynolds, Baldoni, and this seemingly it never ends with us is probably the best way to put it.
Yeah, it's pretty insane. So Blake Lively is suing Justin Baldoni for sexual harassment. That's the top level of this. He hit her with a countersue of defamation. However, because she filed in California, even though she does not live in California, and the film was filmed in New Jersey, not in California, she filmed it specifically there because it falls under certain Me Too guidelines when it comes to sexual harassment, so that like your accuser can't sue you back. So she did it strategically. She filed in California so that Justin couldn't sue her back.
Can you just do that? You can just be like, I'm going to sue you in Wyoming.
Well, I mean, it's all loopholes and stuff in law. Yeah, it depends on the state.
Yeah.
So anyway, his court case was dismissed. They said you can't sue her because she's suing you because of sexual harassment. Now, recently, all these files and documents have come out because that case is now in discovery. It got postponed till May. So they
at least those files came out.
Yeah, I know, right? So they released all these files, text messages, emails, meetings, back and forth with the studio. And I mean, long story short, just reading what is there, it is very clear that Blake Lively came into this project, decided she wanted to take it over, and then proceeded to turn everybody against Justin. Now, I'm not discrediting the fact that there were multiple people that also came out with complaints about Justin Baldoni. And that's more supposed to come out about that. However, there are several instances with Jenny Slate, with other people like Brandon Skellnar, the guy that's going to be Batman supposedly, or wants to be Batman. He's tied up in this too, as someone that might have lied and said that something happened that didn't.
Like in favor of Baldoni or against Baldoni?
Against Baldoni.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So like basically Blake was like, don't you remember he said this to you? And Brandon's like, I don't remember it. She was like, yeah, he said this. Isn't he the worst?
Oh,
and basically what I get from all these messages is that Blake Lively is a mean girl through and through. She's like very immature, mean girl that wanted to take over this production. And she went through several favorable, popular Hollywood circles to get power in this set, including with her own husband, to the point that she made a ton of demands to the studio, Sony. They called her a terrorist because she made so many demands and like wouldn't promote the film unless they followed through. They hired Ryan Reynolds' marketing company to run the marketing of the film, which meant that Blake got to say yes or no to things. She chose the clothes in the film, that she like ran up the budget for clothing in the film.
I remember that, and how she was promoting it as though it was like a fun girl movie. She was like, grab your florals and grab your friends.
Yes,
and go
that
see
was
this movie
all
about
her
sexual
idea.
assault. Like
that was all her idea and Ryan Reynolds' idea. So when it backfired on everybody, the response from the studio was like, we tried to tell her not to do this and she did it anyway. Now, how did Taylor Swift get involved? Taylor Swift, several months ago, came out with a statement saying, I was not involved. Do not include me. I'm not involved. That is not true. The text messages have come out between Taylor and Blake saying that Taylor was at a meeting with Justin Baldoni and basically pressured him into giving her, as in Blake, more power into the film. And basically was bragging about how Justin had come out about how he was sexually assaulted at some point in his life, and Blake and Taylor were making fun of that. And Taylor called him a B word, and said basically like he doesn't know who he's messing with. And she said, like, you know, he's bringing a tiny violin into this situation for himself. Like, he's so self-centered. And then it comes out that she just had a song come out called Canceled. That was, you know, the theme was, I like my friends canceled. And you brought a tiny violin to a knife fight. So now everyone's saying the song Canceled is Taylor talking about Blake Lively.
Oh, that is so dorky.
Yes. Yes. And then you have Ryan Reynolds emailing WME, the agency, the studio, yelling at them. He yelled at Justin Baldoni. He said, you can't treat my wife this way. She deserves everything she's doing. You know, and then Blake basically filed this sexual assault lawsuit saying that she had no control over the production and she was treated terribly. Well, in discovery, they found out that not only did she have complete control over this filming, marketing, etc., but she never complained about sexual assault. She never complained about any issues except to Ryan Reynolds. So they're saying, well, you didn't go to HR. You didn't go to anybody. You didn't go to the studio. You didn't do any of these things. So we'll see how it goes. But it's basically come out that like she was emailing Ben Affleck, Matt Damon, Anna Wintour from Vogue, all these people to get them to hate Justin Baldoni.
Wow. Now,
so what do you think?
I don't know, because you got to tread lightly, because I don't want to dismiss, you know, if there's anything, you know, valid.
Well, that's what I'm saying is like it's still in discovery, so you just don't know. I'm just basing on the emails and texts that I've read.
So the only thing I read, because I'm an Affleck fan, I just watched the Rip. I'm going to talk about it in a little bit. Was the email she sent to Ben Affleck, which is insane. I'm sorry. Like,
she gossips so hard in that email about Justin. Yeah.
I can only imagine if Ben Affleck opened that email and read that, he's like, "Oh, what the what? I'm not getting involved with this." Do you like Ben Affleck, who's like dealing with so much crap as it is with the Jennifer Lopez fallout and all that? Like, you think he wants to deal with this? So I wouldn't be surprised if he just like left that on read or whatever, because she refers to Baldoni in that email to Affleck as that he's in a cult. All these just crazy, it sounds like it was written by a high school girl. And
that's what I'm saying. Very immature.
And she's a 38-year-old woman who's a mother, a wife, a professional, and this is how she sounds. And it's like, the way it starts, it's Blake, don't hang up. I don't know if that's an inside joke from The Town or something like that. But let's not forget that Ryan Reynolds probably cheated on Scarlett Johansson with Blake Lively filming, Green Lantern. And I'm not saying that has anything to do with this, but their relationship started in that way. And maybe that type of stuff bleeds over where Ryan Reynolds sees her being romantic with her co-stars and says like, well, if she did it, if it happened with us, then it could happen here too, or
well,
something.
Supposedly it happened with Ben during The Town with Jennifer Garner when he was.
Well, that's rumored. I tried to look that up. I didn't see anything that had validity on that.
That is a big rumor, yeah.
And Ben Affleck directed that movie. I don't know if he would make those kinds of mistakes. I don't know, but I'm not saying he's like the greatest guy or anything. I don't know. I like him. I like his movies, and he seems like a decent human being. His relationships are his relationships, but this thing is crazy, and it's just wild. It does seem like the more, like, where there's smoke, there's fire. There always seems to be little things that creep out about Ryan Reynolds being kind of an a-hole. And
yes,
like you had told a story about how your friend had an experience with him. I know you've probably told it on the podcast already.
I don't think I have. I had an ex-coworker.
Oh, go ahead.
Who lives in the town that he lives in New York.
Ryan Reynolds' town, you're saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
And they were at a restaurant. It was a pretty busy, popular restaurant in the town. And he was with Blake, and I guess he started yelling at people in the restaurant to not take pictures of him, but nobody was. Like, nobody was even acknowledging him. And that's like a known thing that he does. Like, he's very kind of aggressive about Blake and the family, I guess. But every email he wrote to, whether it's the WME, the agency, or the studio, was basically very weird Deadpoolish quips mixed in with immaturity and just like pushing the line of like, hey, I'm rich, I'm famous, do what I say. And again, I don't know every single piece of information of this court case, but the way that the first initial questioning between the lawyers and the judge happened in New York, it's not going great for Blake. The judge was very much like, I don't understand what the point of this is. So we'll see what happens moving forward. But I can tell you right now, it doesn't make Taylor look good because she's just straight up lying.
Yeah. And what's so, I don't know if, like, how to put my finger on it, but there is a certain adolescent insecurity that you see bleeding through in this email she wrote to Ben Affleck, where she asks him, first of all, can you watch this cut of the movie and give me...
She asked Damon to the same.
Give me notes and stuff like that. Like, I don't know if people in Hollywood roll like that. This to me seems off the beaten path. And then
what happened was they showed his cut, Baldoni's cut, to a screening audience. It scored high. And then they showed Blake's, and it scored lower. Right. And the studio went back to her and said, we'd like to go with Justin's. It scored higher. And she said, my cut is the cut we're using. Colleen, the author, likes it. Taylor likes it. I like it. This is the cut we're going with, regardless of how it played.
Like, the end of her email is kind of, it's so weird because, like, I'll just read what she wrote. She said, Ryan, a.k.a. Ryan Reynolds, asked Matt Damon to watch also. So I think he's watching this weekend. Like, to say, like, well, Matt's watching it, so it'll make you interested in watching it too, because you guys are friends. right?
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy in itself. And then she said, good men showing up. And then she said, I'm beyond grateful for that. Also, can you believe Jason Bourne is watching my movie? Exclamation point, question mark. That's weird. I'll get you an autograph one day. Don't worry. That is awkward. And she said, if you're still reading this, whoa, you're not nearly as busy as you think, or you're really a nice person. Sending you all the best. XXB. That's a weird email.
I mean, I think they were desperate to have all these people agree with them.
But the way it's written, it honestly, it feels like I stumbled upon my sister's diary in her room and started reading entries. It's very adolescent. It feels very high school.
That's how all the texts read. That's how all
I
the
know,
emails
it's
read.
very
all the texts
strange.
read. Yeah.
I don't know what I'm not. I have no obviously interest in who's right or who's wrong. I hope whatever the truth is actually comes out, just like with anything. But this whole thing is very strange, and it's not a good look, and I could just
It's
see
so
it
awkward, and it's
not
like
going well in the
Blake
end.
said she didn't tell anybody to unfollow Baldoni and was like, I didn't have any part of that. But then Colleen Hoover, the author, blatantly says in Discovery in a testimony, yeah, Blake told me to unfollow him.
Well, you know
so
why?
It's like all these people are getting caught up in the lies.
When all this was going on, I'm sure lawsuit wasn't in her mind at first. Like thinking about depositions
Yes.
and Discovery and stuff. And when you start putting those patterns together, you hear more noise about her middling with, getting people galvanized on her side. You don't hear a lot about his side.
No.
And he may have said inappropriate things. I don't really know Justin Baldoni.
One of the things that's being questioned is that he went to her trainer, which was his trainer, and asked him what Blake's weight was because he had back problems. And in one of the scenes, he had to pick her up. So he was asking the trainer so that Blake wouldn't have hurt feelings. Hey, how much does she weigh so that I can train accordingly or figure out weight wise so that I'm ready to carry her?
Yeah.
And the trainer made it into this big issue of like weight versus looks versus etc. And yet you have the studio people who are not being sued talking about how big she is and how she looks terrible and it's not a good look for Blake. And you're like, okay, but why aren't you going after this guy?
Yeah. Well,
so
I don't know. It's crazy. And I do like sort of watching this stuff unfold for some reason.
You saw the movie, didn't you?
Yeah. Yeah.
What'd you think of it?
I thought it was all right.
So you liked Blake's cut?
I said it was all right. No. I didn't think it was a great movie by any stretch. Yeah.
No thanks.
But anyway, why don't we talk about what we have been watching?
We can never leave the house and would just probably sit around all weekend and watch TV.
Go on.
Go on.
All right. First big one. I liked it. You didn't. Stranger Things finale.
I feel like we got to have a separate episode just on Stranger Things.
Do you want to do a separate episode just on Stranger Things? We can.
I feel like we should, right? Because a lot happens.
Okay. So then stay tuned. Maybe next week we just do a Stranger Things episode, or at least most of it dedicated to Stranger Things. To
or
put
one
a pin
section,
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we both watched it. We both finished it. I felt very satisfied with the conclusion. Lacey clearly did not. And we will talk about it next week. Lacey, what else have you been watching?
You go first.
Oh. I watched Runaway, which is an Irish mystery suspense series, limited series, about this guy's daughter who has disappeared.
I started that and I turned it off after the intro credits.
Why?
Because the intro credits were so wild. They were like, did. And I was like, no, turned it right off. I'm not even kidding you.
All right. Streaming services, let it be known. If your intro is a little too dant, you're going to lose people.
Well, I'm just saying because like I was expecting like a creepy thriller
Yeah.
And it was like, fade, color, fade, article. And I was like, this is too much.
It wasn't that good.
Someone's about to die. I'm turning this off.
I didn't love the show.
Okay, great.
Not super memorable. I didn't like it that much. So we'll move on. I did watch His and Hers, but I'm not done. So
good.
I know. Yeah, but don't say anything that's going to like steer me one direction or another, because I am invested in this. I have 2 more episodes to go. I plan on finishing it tomorrow night. Or
How good is Bernthal, though?
You know what's funny about that?
He's always a cop.
I am a big John Bernthal fan, but I feel like he's too John Bernthal in this.
That's what I was saying, but I loved it.
Like how, you know how like when he's dictating and stuff, how he does that thing where he goes, yeah, why don't you go look that up? Yeah. And he keeps like doing that.
Yes.
And I'm like, what is this director doing? Like, stop doing it.
He also goes, no. And I was like,
Yeah.
again?
He looks like he always looks like, and I do really like John Bernthal. I'm very excited for his new Punisher thing he's working on. But for some reason in this one, I like him in it, but he's a little too John Bernthal. I don't know how to explain
Shane from Walking Dead. He's the Punisher.
Yeah.
He is John Bernthal.
Yeah,
Literally. He
he's
walked
like
on screen. I was like, oh, so he's being John Bernthal.
blue collar guy,
Yeah.
but you know, there's like good tendencies
Yeah,
to
guy.
him.
Yeah. Whatever, man.
Yeah.
That guy.
Right. Yeah, has a temper. Yeah. So I like it a lot. I have 2 more to go, but it will probably hinge upon the ending, but I'm excited to finish that. And I did also watch The Rip. Speaking of Ben Affleck before, Ben Affleck and Matt Damon back in the saddle, action movie, straight to Netflix. I really enjoyed this. Steve Yeun is in this. I had a lot of fun watching this movie. I love Ben Affleck and Matt Damon.
Is this the money one where they find money?
Yeah, so they're cops who get involved in doing these things called rips, which is like obtaining drug money from drug houses and stuff like that. And it's all about the corrupt cops and trying to smoke out corrupt cops, essentially, and getting in over their head in a rip that they thought was a smaller amount than it was, and how the hell they get out of it. But a lot of good twists and turns, well done. And it's not you know, going to win Oscars or anything like that, but I really enjoyed it. I had a good time. It was a fun movie. It's almost 2 hours, but it was smooth. So if you have Netflix and you like action movies, watch The Rip. I had a lot of fun with it.
Did you find that it had the Netflix equation that Matt Damon and Ben Affleck also mentioned, where it was like they openly said that Netflix has in the contract that you have to mention plot like every, I think it's like 15 minutes, you have to like recap the plot or some type of thing for people that are on their phones?
I think this movie is so linear in a way that that was unavoidable. But they do that thing sometimes where they're like, remember
so you're telling me that blank.
No. They'll do like a quick flashback to something earlier in the movie to be like, remember when this character said this thing?
Oh, I hate that. You can't remember that.
They do that a couple times. Yeah.
Oh, I hate that. Like you can't remember that this happened. Ugh.
Yeah, I know. They don't trust the audience in that way. But Affleck and Damon were really good, and that's all I came to see, and everything else was extra. But it was a lot of action, a lot of good action sequences. It was $100 million budget, so they and the locations weren't tall tasks necessarily. So they were able to spend the money on a lot of big action sequences, and the movie starts off with one, and there are a lot of big ones at the end. Enough twists and turns that aren't too ridiculous, where you're like, how many twists are in this movie? And they ended it really well. And it's Ben and Matt, and they're like they've been boys forever, and I just love seeing those guys in a world where things feel so chaotic. Those two being around and being a constant is always a good thing for me, and I like seeing them together in their forever bromance. I don't think either one of those guys. They've been given a lot of
good interviews.
Yeah.
I think they lucked out that they did the interviews before this Blake stuff started happening, because they're going to get asked about it nonstop.
And they're probably gonna be like, "We don't care. Leave us alone.
Probably.
We got our own problems." Yeah.
I could see Ben
But
literally being like, "I didn't read the email. I don't."
yeah, yeah, that was in my spam folder. But yeah, that's it for me. So what about you?
So I watched His and Hers, which I finished, which we could talk about later. Stranger Things, we'll also talk about later. I did watch the movie that I've been waiting to watch for months, which is People We Meet on Vacation, which is the telling of the Emily Henry book that I read with Tom Blythe and Emily Bader, I think her name is. It was very cute. It was well done. They left out a lot of stuff from the book because obviously making that translation, the book does a lot of bopping around in the timeline of like, oh, this happened 3 years ago. This happened now. What are you smiling about?
I feel like I say that a lot.
You do. You do say bopping around, but this is an actual good use of it because it starts with her here and then they go back, 5 years, then they go back 3 years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was well done.
Wait.
I enjoyed it.
Why did I think? Is there another movie with like John Cena in it that has a similar title that I thought this was?
This is the movie that I've been waiting for, that we talked about the trailer like 2 months ago.
Oh, wait.
It's the one that the girl's like a blogger and she goes on all these trips.
Oh, I was thinking of Vacation Friends.
No, that's not what this is.
This is People
This is a
We
rom-com.
Meet
This is
on
a
Vacation.
pure rom-com.
Oh, would
And
I like it though?
good. I think you would.
Oh,
It's
okay.
good. It's like When
Alright.
Harry Met Sally.
Oh, all right. So predictable, but good.
Yes.
Okay. So like
Pretty
when you
funny.
watch the exposition of the movie, you're like, that's gonna be that, and they're gonna be that, and then you figure it all out, but then you go for the ride.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's good. All right.
And then the last thing that I just finished yesterday was Squid Game: The Challenge Season 2. So I know you finished it a while ago, and I
Yeah.
figured we could talk about it for a couple minutes.
Sure.
First of all, my buddy Stefan did not get far at all.
No.
He was barely in the show. So I feel bad for him, but we have to have him on to come talk about it because he at least survived a little bit.
Sure.
So
That'd be
I think it
fun.
would be a cool thing to talk about. And yeah, I was sitting there being like, oh, there he is, there he is, there he is. And then he gets, the thing that made me the most sad is that he gets out on someone else's fault. Like, it's not even his own dying. It's like,
Wasn't it the group thing where they have to do the rock?
the girl
and
panicked at the cards. And like,
Yeah.
I don't even know what she did to those cards. They were like bent and like crumbled. And like, he was supposed to do the hacky sack. So he didn't even get to do it. The
Yeah.
girl just freaked out.
Yeah.
So that sucked. But other than that, what did you think of the season as a whole?
Oh, it's fun. I'll always watch these if they want to keep making them. It's a good time. I do feel like I found myself not liking a lot of people, and that's probably by design. Like those twins, I
I
thought
hated
were,
the winner.
Oh, Pearl.
Perla, didn't like her.
I didn't really like her either, but I also didn't like that guy who apparently is already rich from playing poker. I hated that guy.
Oh, I didn't like any of them.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
agreeing with you, but I
Yeah.
definitely didn't like the winner. I felt the back half of the show, it just felt very, I don't know,
Set up.
not even set up. It was just everybody was complaining all the time. Like, it wasn't a fun watch.
Yeah.
And everybody was so miserable and like at each other's throats. And it just like wasn't I don't know. It was a very weird watch for me. And it was clearly set up in the beginning with the twins and then the mom and dad pairing, or the daughter dad pairing.
Oh, yeah.
And I was
yeah.
like, okay. And then Perla's with her brother. So I was like, so they're just picking pairs now. So if you're in a pair, you get through.
Yes.
The most interesting one, honestly, game-wise, was Mingle and Shoots and Ladders
Shoots and Ladders. Which one was that?
with the slides.
Oh, that was fun. Yeah, that was cool. That's when you really saw people getting pissed off at each other. But I also didn't like that girl who was a cop, who made it to like she was like the runner-up, I think.
Was she
And
a cop?
Yeah, she's a police officer.
So she was a cop and she was criticizing 98 for being a cop?
Wait, who am I thinking of? Wait, the girl, am I thinking of the wrong person? The girl who was like the cop who was like grilling everybody and saying, "I don't trust you and I don't trust you."
I don't
Um,
remember
and then
I
she like
remember.
tore her Achilles in the final event or
Yeah,
whatever.
she was the one that basically got Perla through.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Her name's like Deja, whatever.
Deja's a cop?
Yes, she's a police officer. Yeah.
Man.
And she was like, "I know how to read people." Remember that? She's like, "I can tell if people are lying and stuff," and she couldn't because that guy kept fooling them. But
Yeah.
then she like tears her quad or Achilles at the end so that Perla won, and it just felt like it was a little too dramatized.
I felt like the red light, green light like didn't work for me as the last challenge.
It didn't work for me either. I agree. That should not have been the last one. They should have done it like in the real Squid Game where people have to fall to their death or something like that and just make the...
That or like the very first one was like a wrestling type, push them out of the triangle game, or I don't know, some type of mind game. Like red light, green light is the start. You can't end with that.
I agree with that. They were a little too cute with that one.
And the button thing at the beginning really bothered me. Like I'm like, I love a big challenge to open up the game with red light, green light, but you're gonna do like half the room dies in the first shot. Like it just felt very cheap. I was like, these people just flew all the way here to do this show, and they're out in the first, what, 10 minutes?
Yeah. Trying to see what else was good for games. I thought the games were overall pretty fun.
The catch one was ridiculous. You're telling me you can't catch a tennis ball?
Oh, I know. People were freaking out. I was like...
I felt bad for that one guy that caught it all the way at the end, and then the other guy just drops it.
Yeah. I felt bad for that sweaty, nerdy guy.
The Star Wars guy that I was like, what?
Yeah.
No.
I felt a little bad for that guy.
I felt bad for him too, but at the same time, like, some people need to be a little more adult.
Sure. I agree. Well, that's fun. What else? Is that it?
That's it.
Yeah.
For now.
All right. Good times. Good show back. A nice tight hour. Thank you all for watching or listening and getting nerdy with us. We got into some Hollywood gossip. We got into the updates on the DCU. We got into the Master of the Universe trailer, which didn't that Jared Leto? K-pop Demon Hunters getting the Oscar noms tied with Avatar. Whoever would have thought that? Sinners with 16 breaking the record, and Emma Stone fooling everybody into thinking she's the greatest actress of all time. And probably not getting a crossover of Marvel, DC, and movies, but we are getting them in the comics. And of course, the return of the legend, J.J. Abrams, which sounds like it could be a pretty big movie this fall.
Glenn Powell needs a win right now because Running Man did not do well.
Yeah. Jenna Ortega needs a win too.
Mm.
Everyone needs a win. JJ needs a win. Are you kidding? I mean, Rise of Skywalker grossed over $1 billion, but people are like so down about it.
People are not happy about it.
I think whoever made that movie would have been put in the same position. It's just. But yeah, we'll talk about the theme of that and ending things with a chat about Stranger Things next week. We'll spend some more time on it. I don't think it was appropriate for us to just dedicate a few minutes on what you're watching to the end of one of the greatest TV shows of all time.
We got to talk about the documentary too.
The documentary as well. Yep, absolutely. So we'll do that next week. But yeah, follow Nerdy and Nice Pod on social media. Subscribe to the show, Spotify, Apple, and of course the youtube.com/@TRB podcast to watch on video. Thank you all so much. We're very excited for this year. We're going to get some guests on the show this year. We're going to have some more fun, more giveaways, more games. And it's all thanks to you for making this show viable for us. And it was a big risk, so it means a lot. So we're excited to start year 3, sort of Nerdy and Nice. Big shout out to our patrons, the Generals, Carmelo, John Risi, Jetta Rosewater, Frank Grande, Chris Morales, Mike Rumore, Brendan McLaughlin, Sneaky Zebra, Colin Cormier, Stephen Garrow, and Darth Snips, and our Silver Screen Spice Runners, David Probus, Neil Shaw, Kendall GELNER, Andrew Staley, Jeremy Myers of Fort Worthian, and Brian Smith. TRB back Thursday live to talk more Star Wars. So check us out there and on podcast apps on Friday. Johnny Hoey for me on Blue Sky is the main spot to talk about all this stuff. And TRB with Lacey, as always. And just like the movies, my old-time movie podcast. But Lacey, how about you?
People can find me on social media at Lacey Gilleran and on TikTok at It's Lacey Gilleran. And hopefully I'll be back to normal next week.
Absolutely. No doubt about it. But it's good to be back. It's good to be with you all. And we'll see you next week right here on Nerdy and Nice. See you around, kids.